Hi everyone, I just wanted to get you updated on the March results for the real estate in Ottawa because it's an exciting year, 2018, and there's always something new and something to tell you. So March was great. We did 1,660 units were sold in Ottawa, which was an increase of just over 12%. The average price in Ottawa for March was plus 6.7%, so that's really good news. Of the 1,660 homes, 1,300 of those are actually residential homes. There were 900 of them were detached, 300 were not N units, but townhomes, and then about 100 of them were semi-detached. And I just kind of wanted to put things a little bit into perspective for you that of 1,660, 1,300 of them were actually residential homes. So residential volume was up almost 12% for the month of March. The residential average price in Ottawa for the month of March was $447,000 as well, which is quite an increase of just over 8% over last year's same time. However, if you want to compare February 18 to March 18, there was a 4% increase from February until March. So that's quite interesting as well. The average condo price is $276,000. We sold 300, let me just double check this, 358 condos in the month of March, which was a 14% increase in volume and fairly flat in price though at 0.7%. So opportunity there, they are selling and the prices haven't gone up yet, okay? The other thing that I found really interesting was the new listings. We've been talking an awful lot about supply and demand, and that's why we've been getting a lot of multiple offers, that there isn't much on the market. There's no question that overall the inventory levels are still about 23% less than last year. No question. However, what was interesting about March is there was a 45% improvement on how many new listings came onto the market. And I started to notice that about mid-month and wondered if I was a little crazy or not. But I said to Michael, there just seems to be a little bit more to choose from. So yes, the new listings, they were still down compared to last year at 8%, almost 9% for residential, and for condos about 5% less than last year. But that's a 45% improvement over January and February of this year. So, you know, it is a time of year where it starts to ramp up and you do get more listings. So whether that's good news depends on whether you're a buyer or a seller. But if you were a seller in January and February, it was certainly great that, you know, there wasn't very much to choose from and that you might have been the only property that was on the market in your neighborhood. Not a bad place to be. So that kind of talks to the supply and demand. Overall, average prices were up more in the west and in the south and downtown. West and south were just over 8% increase, and downtown was almost 12%, and the average price downtown is about $691. And in the East End, the increase on average price was a 3.8%. What that really relates to is Canada Nepean, the average price is about $456. And in Stittsville it's $469, so pretty close. Orleans is $426, and that's a 5.7% increase. And we've, you know, Orleans started out I think a little bit slower in January and February and has been picking up. And it kind of makes sense, you know, if there's less inventory in the south and in the west, and there's more in the east, then, you know, if people need to buy a home, then they're going to start to spread their wings and look throughout the city. So, and it is a much more affordable area. If you think the average price is like around $460 in the west and the south, and it's $426 in Orleans, you are going to get more for your money. So that's good news for Orleans people and buyers if they're looking for an opportunity there as well. What else can I tell you that I thought was really interesting? That's pretty much it. I shouldn't say that's pretty much it. It's brisk, it's intense. I should tell you that 31% of all residential homes in Ottawa in March were sold at their list price or over. So being an optimist like I am, and knowing that, you know, some people don't like to get involved in multiple offers, I would say to you that 31% sold at list or over, but there's an opportunity out there that there are things that are not selling in multiples, and you just have to be fairly quick and have an astute realtor working with you, and you should be able to find yourself something without getting involved in a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 increase over the list price in a multiple bidding war. So I thought that was an interesting stat, 31% sold at list or above. The other thing, because we always talk about exceptions, and don't always want to talk about exceptions, but the highest price over list so far this year was $197,000 for a home down in the Glebe that was selling around $1 million. Kind of makes sense. We were pretty excited because we had a listing that we sold it for $97,000 over asking in Centertown, and that's kind of like both of those. It's kind of a little bit like winning the lottery, which is great. So there's opportunities out there, whether you're a seller or you're a buyer or you're an investor. If you are thinking you don't want to sell, your home may have gone up in value. You may be able to pull out some equity and go buy yourself a little condo to rent out, because the prices haven't gone up in the condos. And the interesting thing is there's even multiple offers on rentals, because there's just not that much out there for people to rent. So why wouldn't you invest in a small property if you're really not thinking of moving? Let's put your money to work. So if that kind of, says something to you, give us a call and we'll explain to you how that works. But Ottawa's brisk, it's intense, it's fun. You need to have skills and strategies to get through this and help people along so they don't feel too stressed. And we certainly have been managing to do that, and we're really thankful for that and grateful. And if you have any questions on your neighborhood or something that has sold recently, or wondering what your home is worth, we're always there. Just a call or a text away. So enjoy. Average price in Ottawa on a residential home, $447. Condos, $276. And we had a huge increase of 12% in our volume for March. There's still not enough listings on the market, but new listings seem to be picking up. There's been a big improvement from January, February, and I do believe that whether you are a seller or a buyer or an investor, there's opportunities out there, and we should talk. So have a great day and talk to you soon. Thanks, bye.